So, when I'm at my club, I always hear this, "Coach, why have you paired me up with this and you can't even block in the same place?" Obviously, they don't say it like that, but you get the point. Some people have real trouble blocking at the same place. And I believe I have some things that if you listen to and you're one of those people, you're going to see a massive improvement in your blocking and your ability to place the ball where you want it to go. The first mistake, your feet aren't lined up with where you want to block the ball. So in terms of the backhand block, you cannot just use your arm and try and direction the ball where you want it to go. Alright, I might be able to do that if I'm feeling really lazy and I'm blocking against a player that is levels below me. I might be able to just stand there, think about something else, and place the ball where I want it to go. Sure, but even me, when I'm playing a player around my level, I need to pay attention to where I'm lining my feet up when I'm blocking. Otherwise, my blocks are going to go everywhere and be inconsistent. The correct blocking technique is not just sticking your racket out to where you want the ball to go. You need to understand that wherever your feet are facing is where the ball should go. Ideally, there should be none of this. It should be this, alright? So, say you're doing 3-point forehand. It should look something like this. Boom, little step. Boom, little step. Boom, little step. And then you go back there and change your stance a little bit to align with where you want to hit the ball. Blocking like this without changing where your feet are positioned is not good for you or your opponent. You won't be able to place it, and if you do place it, it's going to be harder for your opponent. The reason for that is if you stick your racket out to the side and play like this, you're generating that little bit of side spin that could throw your opponent off while they're doing their drill. So what you want to do is actually get into position and align your feet with where you want the ball to go and play an actual plain topspin block or shot back to your opponent. Because if you're doing this side funny business, there is going to be a little bit of side spin, which is going to throw off your placement and your opponent's placement that's doing the drill. So what you need to do is block with your feet. The same applies for the forehand. If you're blocking down the line, your right foot should be further back than when you're blocking cross court. Alright? And let me explain to you why this is. When you have your left foot in front of your right foot, the natural shot is to go down the line. And then when you have your right foot level with your left foot, the natural shot is to go cross court. But if you block down the line with your right foot and left foot level, you're kind of making it really awkward for yourself, creating that little bit of side spin, throwing you and your partner off. And listen guys, it's just way easier if you move your feet that tiny little bit, and trust me, the directioning of your blocks will be so much easier when you move the feet. This is how a 3-point forehand drill for blocking should look like. Boom, boom, boom. Not with bending your wrist back and doing this funny business. The correct way is to block with your feet. So the second mistake that a lot of people make, a mistake that I used to make, is holding the racket too tight when you're blocking. You give yourself absolutely no room for error if you're holding the racket tightly. When you hold the racket stiff, you're giving a direct rebound to what's coming at you. If you hold the racket loosely though, a lot of the spin and the speed that's coming at you will be absorbed into thin air. Not thin air as such, sorry, I didn't take physics or any of this stuff, but your racket will be absorbing a lot of the energy that's coming at you if you hold it loosely. And what this is going to allow you to do is block a lot slower, which will make it easier for you. And you don't necessarily have to block slower. You can hold it loosely and just hit faster to maintain that speed. But it's going to give you a lot more margin for error because a lot of the quality, the spin and the speed is being absorbed in the racket when you touch the ball. This may seem like jargon to you right now, but trust me, test it out. Get your opponent or your teammate to loop at you and hold the racket stiffly, then hold it loosely. You'll see the difference that I'm talking about. The third mistake that makes your blocking is you're not treating it like a drill. I don't believe that you should be blocking passively thinking about something else. You should be focusing on it like it's your drill. Before I thought of it this way, I used to pay so much attention to my drill, whatever it was, 2 forehands here, 2 forehands there. I used to put so much attention into whatever I'm doing, but as soon as I was blocking the same drill for my opponent, I was like not paying attention, not caring where my blocks are, and it was frustrating for my opponent and me. But then I started treating blocking like a drill, and I made it a lot more intentional. And my opponent, my teammate, was happier with me, and I also got improved placement ability. This helped me in my matches. So what I'm saying is you need to put a lot more intention and effort into your blocks. What could this mean? you have to individually observe and analyze each ball's spin and speed. You can't just place your racket there, not pay attention, and assume every ball's the same. That's not going to work. You're not going to block accurately. You need to look at your opponent and see, oh, maybe you put a little bit less topspin, a little bit less pace on this ball as compared to the last ball. So you need to adjust your racket angle for those things. Like, you'll be surprised how much easier blocking is if you actually try and aim for a place and make sure you're giving the same block back to your opponent every time. And the funny thing is, if you train your blocking properly, it will actually become a weapon in the form of placement in your matches. So there's no reason not to do it. But anyways, this might seem a little bit abrupt, but I'm going to end the video here. I've got nothing else to say.